Well, I think the great thing about this film, some people have been talking and we said it's very Asian. It's very Asian in a working method, but it's a little bit Western in the way you can approach it, because there's something familiar about the city that I think we found through this, just finding the city. We talked about the characters come from different places, they came from different states of mind. And I came from a different place. You know, I've never made a Thai film before, so to me it was quite interesting to find this what was the base, and the base for me, of course, is color. But that color has to be based in a reality, and the reality, because otherwise, we don't have $500 million to change the color of everything, or to do digital something. So if it's not there, it's not going to be on the film. So I think what you do is you look at the city. The city is a very important part of the film, and the countryside is a very important part of the film. I think the great thing is that, honestly, I've never slept with an actress, because you don't need to. I don't know, believe it or not, I feel shy about actresses. I feel that their beauty is something that we should celebrate, that we should share. But I'm the closest person to an actor, like you now. That what happens is that, like a love relationship, the cameraman must make an actress feel loved. You must have trust. You must share something, because the closest person to the actress, like just now to me, you are the closest person, the cameraman. If you don't feel trust, if you don't feel loved, then you cannot give. If you don't give, it won't go into the camera and out onto the screen and touch other people. So it's basically there's only three people in a movie. It's the actor, the cameraman, and the audience. So we're just a way to get there. So the only way it can get through to people, to be shared and to be appreciated by people, and that you can really feel, is that I must love this person like nobody has ever loved them. And that must be projected through the camera, through me, partly, to the audience. So that's very exhausting. So at the end of the day, you say, well, I'm too tired to sleep with you. I hope so. Yeah, I think that I've been a foreigner for 30 years. I started making films in Asia. You feel this incredible balance between being very familiar with something and yet sometimes having a slightly different angle to see it. You see it. And I think, I don't want to call myself an artist, but an artist goes like this. Means you go up close to paint and you step back and look at what you're doing. And I think that balance is what we should be making. And I think I happen to live that way, that I'm not studying Asian culture, I'm living it. And yet, I grew up in a Western, Australia, I don't know if it's Western or not. Anyway, I grew up with white people. so I think that you're always, like you say, dancing with this quality of life. You're always dancing with the possibilities and you're always looking for another partner. I don't know, I guess I'm very lonely. I think you have to look in. I really believe people are what cinema is about. I really believe that. And if somebody thinks that usually somebody comes to me and asks me, would you like to do this film? I think if somebody is interested enough in what they think I am, then the pleasure of sharing who we really are, or finding out who we are, with someone as different as Barry Levinson. Barry Levinson is very different from Pennock. A French director is very different from a Korean director. And the same with the actors, the crew. I mean, I've done a number of films where I was the only non-Korean or non-Thai on the film, except Asano this time. So I think, like you say, I think the worst thing about an artist is to get complacent, to think that what you've done is who you are. No, it never is. What you do next is who you are. What you do next is what takes you somewhere better. What you do next is something that you'll discover. Otherwise, if you sit back and say, do you know how many awards I have? Then you're fucked. Well, Wong Kar-wai is much taller, and when you're taller, you can beat the shit out of your cameraman. So I think Pennock listened to me quite often. No, I think it's quite similar. I think that what happened in this film, of course, there's no question in my life that wherever I am now has a great deal to do with what I've done with Wong Kar-wai. And I think it's that one thing that we talk a lot about in this film is that the location, the sense of the city, the sense of the country, and then again the sense of the city seen from another angle. I think that was what I learned most from the work we've done with Wong Kar-wai, which is that you have to find the film, not make the film. And that's very different from a Western idea. You have to find the film. The film is there somewhere, in your heart, or in the words, or in the space you're working in, or the colors, or the environment, or the amount of money you have. It's there somewhere. But it's not something you can just say, oh, this will be the film. You have to work very hard to find it.